All right. Hey, sorry about that. I'm not Megan or Katie or Harley. I'm John. Good to see everybody today. I'm with my friend Lee from Veo. Lee, what's going on, man? How are you?
Good. Everything's good. Just obviously excited to be here, excited to be back in person.
Yeah.
I think kind of everybody's just been excited to get back in person.
Yeah, so you have quick travel, right?
Yeah.
So it's a short trip. But hey, let's talk real quick. Tell me a little bit about the product and how Veo works and how it helps the youth space.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously Veo, portable camera, automated system. We are a company that is trying to democratize sports in terms of we want it to be available for everybody. So we're not in the position where we understand that with the travel prices in the youth game, that obviously there are needs that people have, whether it's shin guards, whether it's cleats, whether it's bibs, balls, cones. We feel that video needs to be a real important part of that process as well. So we want to enable people to have that.
So I have to ask, because everybody has an iPhone, everybody has a GoPro.
Yeah.
How does this product separate from those opportunities?
Yeah, so obviously back in the day you used to have the cameraman or mom and dad who just used to hold the iPhone, and everybody was watching it through their phone. So we see moms and dads and they're not really watching the game, they're watching the game through their iPhone. So we want to take that back, we want to give back to the parents, we want to give back to the coaches and say, let our technology take care of that for you. You sit down and watch the game and enjoy it. So you don't need that anymore. You just have the camera and it takes care of everything for you.
So what does the software include? I mean, Windows, iOS operating systems, right? So how does it grab those analytics that you're talking about and provide that to parents? How can parents see that to help improve or to find ways to make their child stronger in the game?
Yeah. So obviously with our AI, we're looking for recognizable moments within the game, right? So for example, a goal being scored. The AI is looking, okay, ball goes in the back of the net, ball goes back onto the halfway line, two teams go back to their respective half. That's going to tag that as a goal because it's a pattern that's emerged in the game. It recognizes it as a goal. That's why within our system, you won't see an offside goal because the pattern hasn't established that that's a goal. Okay, so those things haven't happened. So that's what we're looking for in the game for our AI to detect what is a key moment in the game. A shot on goal, a goal itself, a free kick, a corner kick, a throw. These type of things we're looking for, and these are important aspects of the game that can then be shown instantly back to the players. So this is when the corner was taken, this is when the free kick was, this is when the goal was scored. And then players can go in there and tag themselves, like they can physically tag themselves, like social media's little add button.
Yep.
And then they're just going straight in there, making the tag. That then uploads into their player profile. So then all of their highlights are stored in one central location, exactly like social media.
So you and I are coaches. We understand kind of the idea and the root of it. But let's talk about the player aspect. How does a player look at these analytics that maybe, you have a 9, 10-year-old looking at these analytics. How can they look at it and understand what the meaning is and how to help improve their game?
Yeah, for sure. So that's actually something that we've spoken about at the company as well for a while, is what are players looking for when they go to it. And a lot of that actually comes back into the clubs themselves to say, the coaches need to be educating players about what they need to be identifying within the game. One of the things that we find great with the product is because it films at 180 degrees, it never misses anything. We literally never miss a moment in the field. It's not like, again, going back to like the cameraman where they're just pointing in one location and seeing what's happening that window of space. Because we're filming at 180, it doesn't matter what's going on over here, we can actually see what's going on over here as well. And the players can tilt the camera and point it where they want it. It's like maybe you're a centre back, but the action's obviously going on in the final third. You don't need to see what's going on there. Just move the camera yourself, and then you can see what you're doing off the ball. As you said, as coaches, it's 90% about what you do off the ball, not what you're doing on the ball.
Exactly.
In a 90-minute game, you're probably going to touch the ball 4 or 5 minutes of the game at max. So what are you doing for the rest of that time? What are you doing for the other 85 minutes where you're not on the ball? And that's what we need players to understand. It's like, don't just worry about this. What are you doing when you're not on the ball? These are the make or break moments of the game that's going to decide which way this game goes, what you're doing off the game.
Also, exciting news this past couple of weeks for you guys. Version 2.
Yes.
What is the difference in version 1 and version 2, and how can people find it more user friendly?
Yeah. So massive upgrade on the version 2. It's I think one of our employees said it's like Windows 95, all the way up to like the new MacBook or whatever, right? Whatever update, iOS 52, whatever we're on right now, right? So number one, it can live stream. I think that's the most important thing. You're connecting people. I mean, you've seen the likes of all these leagues, between GA, ECNL, National League. There's a lot of travel involved. Mom and dad can't always go. families come, he's got aunties, uncles. We're connecting those people now, like we're physically bringing the game to their front room. So that's the first thing, being able to live stream those games. Not only being able to live stream those games, but live stream them portably. So it doesn't matter if you're in a huge metro, New York, Chicago, whatever, or a field in Omaha, Nebraska. Like you're going to be able to stream from everywhere.
Okay.
So that's the main thing. Second thing is instant access. So you don't need to wait for the upload anymore. You will have instant access to the game. It's actually excuse me. And then the next one is obviously the portability still remains there. You can take it absolutely anywhere you want. And I think that is the one thing that separates us from everybody else. You don't need it hardwired. It doesn't need to be mounted in a stadium. You can literally put it in the back of your car, drive from one field to the next field to the next field, film as much as you want. There's a much bigger hard drive now as well to be able to store 128 gigabytes worth of games to the camera. So huge.
So let's also talk about it. So we are in podcast row here at the convention in Kansas City for the United Soccer Coaches Convention. But Lee, I have to ask, let's say a podcast crew wants to use the camera to do podcasts. How can that transition?
That's a great question, actually. So obviously the camera itself is designed to track action, right? So it's designed to track it's not, a lot of people get confused and they think it's the ball. It's tracking action. So if you were to mount a camera right here at this point, it wouldn't move. It's just going to film you. It can still live stream, and if we decide that we want to move or we want to get up and we want to move around, it's going to pick up our action and then it will track us from there as well. So we don't need a ball at our feet. We don't need to be dribbling.
We just got to move.
We just got to move. Exactly right.
So you look around at some of these people who are here, who are presenting and being part of this podcast row, essentially all coaches from college to youth.
Yep.
They now have a video camera that they can use for their own podcasting or for coaching.
Yeah, absolutely right. Like it's a multi-use camera now. So now we talk about soccer specifically because we're at the convention, but it is multi-use. We can use it for basketball, ice hockey, field hockey, and podcasts. Like it doesn't you can literally multi-use camera out of it.
There you go. We heard it here first from Lee that we can make this universal in many different ways.
100%.
So hey, listen, Lee, how can people get a hold of you if they want to test the product or even they just heard what you had to say and they want to buy it?
Absolutely. So the first thing, obviously, if you are at the convention, then obviously we have a booth here. You can just come find us in the exhibit hall. The second way that you can kind of get a hold of us is obviously by going to our website, which is veo.co, veo.co, and obviously you can get all the information on there. Or if you want, you can contact me, which is a very, very simple email, Lee, Lee, at veo.co. And I'd be more than happy to help.
He's a busy man, but I'm sure he'll be able to get you the questions answered that you're looking for. Lee, I really appreciate you taking the time today,
Thank
man.
you very much, buddy.
We'll talk soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers.
Awesome.
Thanks, buddy.
Cheers, everybody. We're live all week here from the convention, so keep hopping on, check in, and say hi if you're here. Lee, again, appreciate it, man.
Thanks, buddy.
It's time for a dedicated women's league to fill the gap between college and professional soccer. A league that's committed to advancing women's soccer, focusing on the development of the female soccer player during the summer months, elevating the competition to help each player reach that next level, providing high-level soccer for collegiate players, aspiring and former professionals, and international stars. Operating with professional standards because players and fans deserve an exceptional experience. Uniting players that inspire and are inspired. We are passionately growing the women's game. The future is bright for United Women's Soccer. It's time. Be part of the movement.
Somewhere down the road, I'm talking about on this common farm site. Really?